For example, back in the 1970s, here's 17-year-old Bill, who lives in Kalamazoo in Michigan, US of A, with his girlfriend Lynn. And blonde-haired Bill has been brought up in a Christian home. And just recently, Bill's made a commitment, a decision to follow Jesus Christ at a summer camp. And Bill's an ambitious, hardworking young teenager. In fact, through doing part-time jobs, Bill's earned enough money to buy himself a car. But Bill has not yet been generous towards God by giving money into an offering. But Bill does love Jesus, and one time, Bill decides he's going to drive 150 miles from Michigan all the way to Chicago because he wants to listen to a missionary pioneer who's doing missionary work in Central America. He's come up to Chicago to talk about what he's doing, about how he's reaching people in the jungles of Central America and how he's planting churches. And Bill's really impressed with this guy. Bill thinks to himself, hey, this guy is only maybe 10 years older than me. Look what a difference he's making. He's showing courage and tenacity and creativity. He's reaching unreached people in Central America. He's starting new churches. And then somebody says at the end of the meeting, hey, let's take up an offering of money right now and let's send this missionary guy back to Central America with more funds so he can reach more people with the good news about Jesus. And for the first time in Bill's life, Bill wants to give. Bill really wants to give money into the offering that's being passed around. And so Bill reaches into his pocket to look for any money that he's got. And Bill finds in his pocket, he has one $20 note. He doesn't have any change. He hasn't got anything else. He's just got the $20 note. And Bill thinks to himself, okay, how much petrol have I got? I've got to get home. Oh, that's okay. I filled up with petrol. Just before I park the car, I've got enough petrol to get home. I can put all $20 in the offering to help non-Christians in Central America hear the good news about Jesus. And then he thinks, hang on a minute, what about the toll? The toll barrier. You see, to get home all the way back to Michigan, he has to drive along the Indiana toll road, and there's a toll barrier, a toll booth, and there's a $1.50 toll that has to be paid, otherwise Bill literally cannot get home. And Bill stops. And then Bill hears the voice of God. He feels like, at least, not literally, but he feels that God is saying, Bill, if you put all $20 in the offering to help me reach lost people in Central America, Bill, I will take care of that toll booth thing. So Bill puts all $20 into the offering. And the meeting ends. Bill gets in his car. He turns on the ignition. He starts driving away. And he thinks, oh no. Oh no. What have I done? What have I done? Oh no, this is going to be really embarrassing. I'm going to drive up to the toll booth thing. I'm not going to, oh no, that was stupid. What have I done? And as he's driving back to Michigan, he gets more and more panicky. And then he begins to think, what do they actually do at the toll booth if you can't pay? I mean, do they impound your car? Do they arrest you? Do they phone your dad and make your dad drive all the way back to the toll, and then your dad pays? And then he's thinking, how is this going to work? By the time he gets to the barrier itself, he's pretty panicky. He winds down the window, and there's the lady there, and he just starts pleading. He says, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I haven't got any money. You can check my car. You can check my wallet. You can check my boot. You can check the doors. You can check under the mats of the car. And the lady says, young man, I've been working here for many years. What I'm about to tell you is something that's never happened before. But you see that guy who just drove through in front of you? He said he wanted to pay his toll, and then out of the blue he said, and I'd like to pay for whoever comes next. Bill drives through toll-free. He parks up a few hundred yards up on the side of the road where it's safe. Bill puts his head down on the steering wheel, and Bill just starts crying tears of joy. And Bill then says, when he's finished crying, he says out loud in his car, he says to God, God, that $20 note, that was yours all along, wasn't it, God? In fact, all the money that has ever passed through my wallet is actually yours. And I know that's true because this planet was made by you, God. And that means that all the trees that they use when they chop down the trees to make the paper that they print the $20 on, that paper, those trees, this planet is made by you. And all the metal that they use to make those coins, the change, that metal comes out of the ground, and the ground is part of the earth, and the earth was made by you. And Bill says out loud to God, he says, God, from this day forward, I am going to be generous in giving back to you the money that you've entrusted to me, because you will resupply all my needs. And you know, as soon as he said that, Bill thinks back to his childhood Sunday school days. And Bill remembers that as a kid, he was made to memorize this verse. And my God will supply all your needs according to his glorious riches in Christ Jesus. God hasn't promised to give us everything we want, but he has promised to give us everything that you need. Hey, Bill still has a passion to reach lost people with the good news about Jesus, so he started a church to reach people who don't go to church. So Bill wanted to build a nice building so that when non-Christians turned up at church for the first time, they might want to come back. And so in 2004, Bill opened Willow Creek Community Church's new building. It cost $73 million, but it was all paid for. And they have an average Sunday attendance of 26,000 people. It would be no exaggeration to say that thousands of people have become Christians through Bill's church. But it was built because Bill learned a lesson early on in life when he was a teenager to be generous when it comes to giving money to reach lost people.